Hello students, today we will learn about the new concept, and the concept is reflex actions, involuntary and voluntary actions. So before that, let us recall what we learned in our previous class, and we discussed about the sensory neurons and types of neurons. First of all, types of neurons. How many types of neurons were there? There are three types. What are they? Sensory neurons, and then relay neurons, and then motor neurons. Okay. Then we learned about the sensory neurons, that what is their work, how do they pick up the sensation, and how does the sensation in the form of stimuli passes to the effectors via relay or connectors. Okay. So today we will study about the reflex actions, involuntary and voluntary actions. Now, as the name suggests, reflex action and involuntary and voluntary, we have some idea that what we are going to discuss about. Reflex action is a sudden reaction to any unwanted or any emergent situation arises in our external atmosphere, environment. Okay. And involuntary actions are those actions which are not controlled by our brain and it happens subconsciously on its own. And voluntary actions are those actions which can take place with our will, means according to our will. If we will to or if we wish to, then the action takes place. Okay. So now specific change in the environment creates an appropriate response in the form of movement. Okay, again I am repeating, just be specific to the words. Specific change, any special change, any particular change that is taking place in the environment, and it creates an appropriate response in the form of movement or action in all living organisms. So such movements or actions in the organisms are carefully controlled. They are controlled by the body, okay, by the different or specific part of the body. Now animals, they perform three types of actions. What are they? Reflex actions, involuntary actions, or voluntary actions. Okay, so first of all we are going to discuss about reflex action. By and by we will talk about the others also. Now what is reflex action? Let me give you a situation. Like nowadays it is very hot. You are sitting and suddenly you have to go outside in the open where the floor is quite hot because of the sun rays, and you are barefoot. So what you are going to do? Once you are going to put your whole of the feet on the floor, and then suddenly you are going to feel a lot of heat. So what you will do? You will try to move on the tips of your toes. Okay. Now what was this? Suddenly you changed how to move. Why? You didn't think about it, but your body responded in such a way. So this sudden change that took place because of the emergent situation, like too much heat and the body was not responding, the feet were not responding accordingly. There was an emergent situation created. So we started moving on the toes. Okay. So such type of reactions or such type of actions that are taking place, we call them reflex action. So according to the reflex action, what is the definition? So it is defined as an unconscious, I am writing the word unconscious, okay, it is the unconscious, automatic, unconscious, automatic and involuntary response, and involuntary response, involuntary response of effectors. Effectors means muscles and glands to a stimulus, of effectors, that is muscles or glands. Okay, muscles or glands to a stimulus which is monitored to a stimulus which is monitored by the or through the spinal cord. Okay, brain is not involved. Who is monitoring it? Who is controlling it? Or who is observing? All the observations are taken by spinal cord. Monitored through the spinal cord is called reflex action. Again, let us see. What is reflex action? A reflex action is defined as unconscious, means we are not involving our brain in it. Subconsciously it is taking place. Automatic means on its own without any thoughtful process. And involuntary. Involuntary in which again our will is not there, is not included. Response of effectors. Effectors, the motor neurons, muscles or glands to a stimulus which is monitored through the spinal cord. So such type of unconscious, automatic and involuntary response is known as the reflex action. Okay. Now in this what is the mechanism or what is the path that is being covered? This journey of reflex action is called reflex arc. The journey of the reflex action is called the reflex arc. Okay, so how it happens and what all? So what happens? First of all, receptor, just like skin, it receives the stimulus and activates a sensory nerve impulse. Okay, how it starts? The receptor picks the receptor. It takes the signal or stimulus, picks the stimulus. Okay, and after the stimulus has been picked up by the receptor, then what happens? Then some sensory nerve impulse is created. Okay, now this sensory organ carries message in the form of sensory impulse to the spinal cord. Okay, again I am repeating. Whatever the sensation has been picked up by the receptor is sent to the sensory nerve impulse. Now this sensory nerve impulse is carried by sensory organ and in the form of sensory impulse to the spinal cord. So stimulus via what? Sensory stimulus is sent to the spinal cord. Okay. Now the sensory nerve which is sending this stimulus to the spinal cord, what happens over there? The spinal cord acts as a modulator. What it does? Modulator. It is modifying the action. And the neurons of the spinal cord, what do? They transmit the sensory nerve impulse to motor neuron. So the spinal cord is acting upon the sensation or the stimulus. Okay, acts upon the stimulus and the neurons act upon stimulus. Okay, acts upon the stimulus and then transmit the stimulus to the sensory, transmits what do? They transmit the sensory nerve impulse to motor neuron. To motor neuron. Okay. Receptor picks up the stimulus, sends it to the spinal cord. Spinal cord works upon it. It modulates, and the neurons which are present in the spinal cord, they act on the stimulus, and then it is being transmitted back to the motor neurons. Okay. Now what happens? Motor neurons, what they are going to do? They are going to conduct the impulse to the effectors like leg, or it may be leg muscle responding to the stimulus by pulling the leg, or any other action if we talk about, then accordingly it can act upon glands. Just like if you sense about you just think about the delicious food, what will happen? The glands present in your mouth, that is which glands? Salivary glands. They start reacting towards that stimulus. How? By salivating. Okay, your mouth starts salivating. So as a result, what happens? So what is happening? Motor neuron is conducting these impulse to the effectors. So they will send the impulse to the effectors, and effectors are what? Example, salivary glands, I can say. Okay, or it can be muscles present in legs. Okay, so anyhow, whatever, like if we are talking about the touching of the hot utensil, and at once we retract our hand, we pull our hand back. Why? Because of the reflex action. Brain is not thinking, but via spinal cord the stimulus is being acted upon, and we are stretching our hand, we are pulling our hand. So here, what are the effectors? The muscles that are present in the hand. When we are thinking about delicious food, then what are the effectors? The effectors are glands. They start secreting saliva. Okay. So in this way, the reflex action completes, and the path that is followed is known as reflex arc. What do we call this path as? The reflex arc. So how can we define the path? The reflex arc can be defined as the pathway. I am speaking, so listen very carefully and write down in your notebook also. What is reflex arc? It is the pathway taken by the nerve impulses and responses in a reflex action, that is from the receptor organs like skin to the spinal cord, and from the spinal cord to the neurons which are present in the effectors organs like muscles. Okay, so again listen carefully. The pathway taken by the nerve impulse. Pathway means the way in which it is traveling. Just like this was the pathway, receptor, stimulus, spinal cord, then stimulus is being acted upon, transmits to the motor neurons, and motor neurons to the effectors. Or effectors means the particular place. So it is the pathway taken by the nerve impulses and responses in a reflex action. Okay, that is from the receptor organs, or like it can be to the spinal cord, and from the spinal cord to the effectors like muscles, etc. So this is known as the reflex arc. Now, if the question comes in exams that what are reflex actions, explain by giving some examples. So what you are going to take the examples? The examples can be like, if something goes in our eyes, we start blinking our eyes. Okay, so this blinking of eyes in response to a foreign particle that has entered the eye is an example of a reflex arc. Then next example is sneezing or coughing. Like if something unwanted enters our nose or our throat, then what do? We start sneezing or we start coughing. Then another example, one more example, like watering of mouth. Okay, if we sense some aroma of tasty food, or if we see some tasty food displayed somewhere, delicious food which is very much tempting, so such type of sight also creates a reflex action like watering of mouth. Then another, right now only we discussed, immediately when hand is withdrawn from a person, by a person, if it is happening to touch some hot object. Okay, if suddenly some hot utensil or object is touched, then what do? We pull our hand at once. So this is also an example of a reflex action. Or sometimes what happens, that a nail etc. is there and it pricks in our feet or in our foot, and at once we take it away or pull it over, or pull our foot away. So this is also an example of what? Reflex action. So these are the various examples of reflex action. You need to learn and you need to pen it down in your notebook also. Then now, important thing, what are the advantages of reflex action? If we are studying about all these things, then what is the use? Why it is so advantageous for us? Why are reflex action advantageous for us? So let us see what are the advantages. What are the advantages of reflex action? The first advantage is that it enables the body to give quick response to harmful stimuli and thus protects us. So what is the first advantage? It helps body, or it enables body to give quick response, okay, to harmful stimuli, and helps in to protect. Okay, so this is the first advantage of reflex action. Then another is it helps in prevention of, or minimizes the overloading of brain. Okay, it does not allow the brain to be overloaded. Fine. So these are the two advantages of reflex action. Again, let us see. First one is it helps to give quick response, very fast, very brisk, very spontaneous response is there to harmful stimuli. Okay, harmful stimuli means which can help, which can create some problematic situation for the body. So it avoids that and helps to protect. Okay, the next is it minimizes the overloading of the brain. So these are two advantages. Now let us come to the next concept, that is voluntary or involuntary actions. So what are voluntary actions and involuntary actions? First of all, we will discuss about voluntary actions. Okay. Now, what are voluntary actions? See, the actions which need thinking and are performed knowingly. Okay. The actions which need thinking, thoughtfully they are done, and then they are performed, okay, according to our will. That is, these are controlled by conscious thought. Our conscious thoughts, they control such type of actions. So in each voluntary action, an animal exercises the choice so that the same stimulus may receive different responses in different times, depending upon the situation. Okay, like if some of our friend comes, we pat the back of the friend, or we just squeeze the hand while handshaking, then what he is going to do? He is also going to be that doing the same, but it won't be irritating. But if someone who is not in our friend list, or who is not having good terms with us, and he comes and pat, and then what happens? Offensiveness. So same type of stimulus was there, but according to the situation, we dealt it separately. Okay. So the actions which need thinking, I am writing actions which need thinking okay, the actions which need thinking and are performed knowingly. Okay, performed knowingly, that is, they are controlled by conscious thought. And in each voluntary action, we exercise, or an organism exercise its choice, okay, so that the stimuli, same stimuli, it can get different response, okay, at different times. So it depends upon the situation. So just like I took the example of the petting or meeting with a friend and a person who is not our friend, which we have some bad relations with it or some bitter terms with it, okay, so such type of actions. Now these voluntary actions, they are controlled by, voluntary actions are controlled by cerebrum, okay, they are controlled by cerebellum, CEREBELLUM, okay, it is the part of the brain, cerebellum, which is part of our hindbrain, it is part of the hindbrain, okay. So voluntary actions are controlled by cerebellum. Fine. Now this, can you give some examples of the voluntary actions, just like walking in a straight line, okay, then riding a bicycle, okay, and picking up a pencil or pen, such type of actions are all what? They are voluntary actions. So which part of the brain is responsible for it? Cerebellum. So the part of the brain is responsible for precision of voluntary actions, means inaccurately, and maintains it, actually it is for precision and accuracy, okay, cerebellum is responsible for the precision and accuracy of the action, okay, just like if we are moving in a straight line and suddenly we are out of line, what happens? At once we think, oh, we are out of line, so we will be again in line, okay, while going to the assembly or to library or to labs. So this is, which part is controlling? Cerebellum, okay. You are sitting on the chair and you sat down, and then you remember that, oh, my posture is not okay, so you sit accordingly with the back straight, so you are accurate, so you are precise, okay, on its own. It is a thoughtful process, fine. So such type of things are we talking about, okay. Then the third one is involuntary actions. As the name is giving you hint that these are not controlled by our will, okay. So involuntary actions. Involuntary actions. Now these actions are not controlled by our brain, okay. These actions are not controlled by our brain. Now these are not controlled by our will as well, and such type of automatic response to a stimuli which is not under the control of an individual are called involuntary actions. Again I am speaking, they are not controlled by our brain, or we can, not brain, I will say will, okay. So these are the automatic response, these are the automatic response to a stimulus, okay, which is not under the control of our brain. Response to a stimulus which are not controlled by our brain. Okay, now such actions are meant for controlling and coordinating the functions of our internal organs. So whatever is happening in our body internally, these are all involuntary actions, like churning of food in the stomach. Okay, now esophagus is conducting peristaltic movement and the food is being pushed inside it. So do you think these are done according to our will? No. So these are all involuntary actions. So many more are there, like heartbeat, beating of heart, blood pressure, movements of diaphragm, okay, watering of mouth, or we can say salivation, okay, movement of the internal viscera, that is internal organs, they keep on moving, so they have some type of motion in them. So such type of all movements are known as involuntary actions, and these actions are controlled by our hindbrain. Okay, so today we are going to wrap up here only. So we have discussed about reflex action. So what is the work that you need to do today after watching this video? That is that how many types of actions are there, you need to write them. Then what are reflex actions, what are involuntary actions and voluntary actions. Write notes on them. Besides that, draw a reflex arc. Okay, draw a reflex arc with a suitable example.